Every week we start with the deal of the week, and this is the deal of the week that Walter's underwritten, Walter Property. And I'll turn it over to my Chief Investment Officer, my friend, my brother from another, Mr. Walter Novicki. Walter, this is a beauty, man. This is a fantastic property. Go ahead.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, this is really the story of the ugly duckling that we're going to turn into a beautiful, beautiful swan. Project itself is actually located in the Sarasota-Bradenton MSA. Great area. The project's a mile off of that I-75 corridor that I talk about all the time. Basically, short drive south puts you right into Sarasota. Short drive north puts you into Tampa Bay. Now, these areas provide a very high level of employment opportunities within that short commute. Around the property itself, within a 10-minute drive, you have all the shopping, dining, entertainment options that you could ever want. You're also 25 minutes from several premium beach areas, including Santa Maria and Siesta Key. So you can't beat the location. You know, when you combine these factors, you see why this is one of the most desirable residential areas in the Gulf Coast region. Now, the property itself consists of 32 garden-style apartments, and they're located in 4 separate buildings. There's also an additional building that houses a small office and a community center. Very large campus, nearly 8.25 acres, so it's a very nice site. Plenty of room for walking trails and, to go out and enjoy the beautiful, beautiful weather we have down here. Each apartment is identical, standard 2-bedroom, 2-bath layout, apartment level finishes right now. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. The community was actually built in 2007. It went through a full structural upgrade in 2017. Now, this included replacing all the HVAC systems. So all the heating, ventilation, air conditioning units were replaced, as well as re-roofing all 5 buildings. Now, repositioning strategy on this one. Like I said, it's the ugly duckling. This community was originally created to provide workforce housing back in 2007 when it was, in high demand. Now, as the area has developed over the past decade, it has changed dramatically. We've had a lot of new construction in the area, a lot of higher end building that's gone on in the community. So at this time, when we analyze it for first and best use of the property, we see that workforce housing isn't where we want to be. What we're going to do is we're going to reposition this asset and take it up to the mid-range apartment community style. And that's going to be better aligned with the surrounding area. Now, this shift will be accomplished by making some very basic interior upgrades to the units. Also, going out and increasing curb appeal. So we're going to be putting in some new landscaping as well as a new entry gate and improved signage. The unit improvements will be completed in conjunction with lease terminations. And the reason we do this, Dave, we don't want to impact cash flow. So as the leases renew, we'll be going in on a unit-by-unit basis and doing those improvements. Now, the project will be acquired for $2.6 million. We're going to invest another $176,000, and that's going to go into making those improvements that I've talked about. The new market lease rate for the improved units is actually going to increase by at least $150 per unit based on market rents. By doing that, we're going to increase our annual rental income by $57,600. Now, this area has an exceedingly high demand for units of this type, so that they should be immediately absorbed into the market at that new rental rate. Now, additionally, the team has taken a look at the expenses, and one of the things that was glaringly obvious when we first went in is the management situation. The manager has herself a wonderful opportunity here. She has a unit that is given to her and a very high salary. She manages the entire complex. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, but quite honestly, she is paid about 200% of what the market rate is for somebody in that capacity for this size of a project. So by bringing in our professional management team, we're going to be able to generate savings annually of at least $32,000 just on the management side. When we start looking at other line items, I think we're going to be able to shave off maybe another $4,000 to $10,000. We'll have to see how that plays out. Now, these savings directly contribute to, number one, improving our cash flow, which improves investor returns, but also increasing the long-term value of the project. So when we take that exit strategy, we're going to be able to pay our investors out at a higher level. So let's talk about the numbers. Targeted returns here, cash on cash, year one, we're projecting 12.84%, and that's going to increase to year five. We're 15.62%. Internal rate of return on this one, 23.3. Equity multiple, 2.14. Like I said, taking the ugly duckling, we're going to make her pretty.
I love it. I'm getting so much. I got to be direct with it, Walter. Like, I get more and more excited at the conversations we have pre-week, because I know this is one of maybe 3 or 4 that we were talking about this week, and this one rose to the top of the pile. Internal rates of return, they're 23.3, targeted to our investors over the life that the capital is going to work, and then that equity multiple. For every $1 an investor puts in, we intend to give back an additional, $1.14. So, doubling your money plus a little bit more is the targeted return over the life of this investment. Love it. Appreciate the work that you do, man. Just keep them rolling. You keep them coming. We'll bring the capital in, and we'll put as many of these into the fund as we possibly can. It's good stuff.